Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
What's up, everybody? Big Herc Prison Talk. Glad to see you're tuning in, and thank you for supporting our channel on YouTube, FreshOutSeries, and also on Twitter and Instagram, FreshOutSeries. If you got any questions, you want to email us, feel free to email us at FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. Also, check out our website at FreshOutSeries.com, and we got some really cool stuff on there. So give us the feedback. We thank you for the support, all of our international fans, and we want to keep it going with you guys, so just give us some ideas if you got any ideas about, new prison talks. Anyways, had a question right here from one of our viewers. It says, young adults that leave foster care and end up in prison, have you met such individuals, and how many of them end up in prison? Do they end up turning their lives around after serving time? Thanks, and look forward to hearing from you on this topic. Sincerely, Noah. Foster care. Guys who have had basically troubled childhoods, maybe haven't had, been at home with a family situation, or maybe one parent or parent's a drug addict. It all just depends on the individual, man. A lot of times, a lot of these guys, they get involved in gangs and they get clicked up, and it's hard for them to break away from that. And once you join a prison gang, usually if you try to lead that gang, you're considered a dropout, and you'll have to check in. So it's not like you have a lot of options. So once you get involved in something like that, it makes it a lot more difficult for you to rehabilitate yourself, because they expect you to do certain things. If you're in a prison gang, you got to hang out, you got to participate in certain things on the yard. You can't socialize with certain people. So it's a lot different. Foster care, it's all about ambition and what type of goals a person sets for themselves. I've seen guys, go through some hardships and they make it out of it. But a lot of guys, it's hard for them to be an individual in prison. And in prison breeds the herd mentality, which means that people operate in groups. There's very few people who are able to operate as an individual in prison, which makes it difficult for a person to actually figure out why they keep committing the same mistakes. So being able to not get involved in a lot of the prison politics, create a program for yourself, have a 5-year plan, all that makes a world of difference. And I think that's the main factor as far as what determines if a person is going to come back or not. I've seen guys come from good households, both parents, and they still commit crimes, and they still are repeat offenders. And all that has to do with is the mentality. It's not, a lot of it has to do with what you're going back into. If you're going back into an environment that's violent, that's not stable, that has a lot of drama, then, you can get caught up in a violation. But the main thing is setting goals for yourself, having a plan for when you get out. The people that succeed are people who are ready to get out today. See, a lot of people in prison, they actually are not ready to be released if they were to be released immediately. Most of these people have already set in their mind how much time they're doing, and that's it. They're doing that time. They're not mentally prepared to be back into society until a particular date. And even on that date, they don't really have any significant plans worked out. A lot of times they're just winging it. So all that has to do with, you're getting your program together, rehabilitating, and I think that's a big difference. And people who succeed and people who don't succeed is having a game plan. And even if you have a game plan, it doesn't guarantee success, but at least you have some type of thought out path to, better yourself. So, that's the main difference. Whether it be foster care, whether it be, people with, families that support them, or families who don't support them, it's all up to the individual as far as rehabilitation and becoming a repeat offender.